What's going on? It's RJ. Um, wow. Right into the video already messing up. Okay. I just want to address Monday Night Football, the Eagles versus the Vikings. I see a lot of articles, a lot of things, a lot of people talking about how Kirk Cousins just is not that guy. I see a lot of things about how Kirk Cousins is to blame. He's holding the Vikings back. He's the issue. They're not going to go anywhere with him. He's the reason why they lost on Monday. That's not it. That is not the issue. I mean, has anyone even, did everyone watch the same game? I mean, when I first turned on the game, it was around the middle of the third quarter. Literally the first time I watched this game, and obviously I went back and I rewatched everything. I saw the highlights, I rewatched the film, but as soon as I turned on the game, I'm like, oh my god, the Vikings can't catch a ball. It was like 3 plays in a row. It was like a 3 and out. Those 3 plays in a row, just dudes just dropping it right off their hand between, who was it? I don't know if it was Madison or Cook or Irv Smith, Jalen Reagor. The only one that was able to do anything was Thielen. And when Kirk Cousins got it to Thielen, I mean, he put that thing on a string, on a rope. I mean, that he was throwing in like windows like this big, and Thielen just snatched him each time. I honestly think Kirk Cousins played a pretty decent game. I mean, yeah, he was like 27 for 45 or something, and 195, a touchdown, 3 interceptions. But okay, let's be real. I mean, we always talk about how interceptions are like a fake stat or like a fabricated stat. That all depends on the quarterback. People will say that about like someone like Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or Lamar or Brady or Rodgers or whatever. It's like, oh, that's not even, you can't even judge by that. But when it's a quarterback who gets some hate, such as like a Kirk Cousins or a Tua Tagovailoa or even like Carson Wentz or someone like that, then it's like, oh my god, do you see these interceptions? Do you see how awful they played? It's like, no, you got to look at the film. The Vikings receivers couldn't catch a ball. There was one interception from Kirk. Seemed like it may have got tipped, or he was throwing out of a sack, landed in the hands of I don't know if that was Slay's first one or if that was Avonte Maddox's interception. But I'm going to say one interception was his fault. And that was, he threw into it was like almost like double coverage. He just underthrew it. The corner came up, and I think that was Avonte Maddox. I think that was his. The first Slay, I don't think that was his fault. I think he was throwing out of under pressure. And then that second Slay interception, I mean, clearly that was just the game plan. And Jefferson, I'm sorry, but he didn't give any effort. Slay shut him down the whole entire game, first of all. Slay was just everywhere. That dude's like 32 years old, still an elite cornerback. And he was just making plays everywhere in the field, and he would not allow anything on Jefferson. And I mean, it was 2 throws in a row, just a fade up into the corner of the end zone. Slay just locked Jefferson down. Jefferson didn't make any effort to come back to the ball. First one was a breakup. Second one, Slay just took it. I'm sorry, but he locked Jefferson up, and Jefferson didn't even try to go for the ball. And I'm obviously that was the plan. That was the hot route. That was just what was going to happen. Like that, the ball was supposed to go there, and they deal with the consequences as it may be. That wasn't Kirk's fault. And there were so many throws that were just broken up, or receivers didn't try to make a play on the ball, or they literally they couldn't make a play at all because they just went boop and they dropped it. I don't think Kirk's the issue. And let's not forget, this defense just let the Eagles do whatever they wanted on them. The Eagles ran all over that defense. Quez Watkins just way over the top. Nobody even did anything. No one stopped him. The safety came back down, just watched him blow by him. I don't know if it was supposed to, I think they were in zone. And so just let him right over the top. There's a few plays that Quez Watkins did that. Even Dallas Goedert, he got all over them too. Just right into the middle. He ran a couple posts and he just exposed the seams. What are you going to do? A.J. Brown had a couple good plays. Miles Sanders and Boston Scott, they ran all over them too. And then let's not forget Hurts. Hurts ran all over them. 2 touchdowns. So they didn't set the Vikings offense up for success to begin with. They held them to 24 points, which may not be the most, but that's certainly not a little amount of points. So I think this whole argument of how Kirk is the issue is just completely just overplayed, and it has no value to it. People aren't even looking into the game or looking at the film. I mean, what, 2 weeks ago we're saying, oh my God, Kirk is so good. Kirk is so undervalued and underappreciated. Like he's one of the best. And now it's, oh, Kirk is like, he's the worst. He should be out of Minnesota and this and that. Sorry, but he had no help. The running game was non-existent. They don't even give Dalvin Cook the ball anymore. Like, that's your stud running back who's been consistent when healthy for a few years now. He's one of the top running backs in the league. I think he's elite. I mean, I guess you can make the argument he's borderline great to elite, depending on who you ask. But he's still one of the best running backs, top 10, arguably top 5. I mean, that's very controversial, but still a great running back. So I think this whole thing is it's just completely. People just love to stir up stuff and create drama, and people also just love to hate Kirk because he wasn't supposed to be one of the great quarterbacks. He was drafted behind RG3 in the same draft, kind of given a shot out of nowhere after he went down. Played pretty well to take over that team, went to Minnesota, high expectations after, the Vikings made it with Case Keenum past the divisional round. So I still think Kirk is doing a great job. He always puts up great numbers. It's just one game, week 2. The Vikings, nothing set him up for success. Yeah, obviously he could have played a better game too. Let's not discredit that. He still made some pretty bad reads, some pretty awful reads through it where probably shouldn't have gone, but I'm sure he was sticking with the game plan. But let's not overreact and say that he should be out of Minnesota and he's the reason and the problem and why they're being held back. You got 24 points on your head. Yeah, they only scored 7, but the defense still needs to step up and they need better game plan. And that defense just ran all over them. Sweat and Cox and Graham and all of them, they got to Kirk with ease. And Fonte Maddox and Darius Slay and Garner Johnson and all those guys they were everywhere, all over the field, especially Slay. He was dude's an animal still, like 10 years later. So give it time. I think Kirk is going to bounce back and he's going to show why he still should be in Minnesota leading the team. Well, that's all I got. So hope you enjoyed. I hope you take what you take from this, from my opinion. If you disagree or agree, please let me know. I'm very happy and I'm very open to discuss and to evaluate my opinion too. Maybe if you disagree and I take a look at it and I can change the way I think too. So yeah, I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say. So yeah, thank you for watching. This has been RJ, and I will see you next time. Peace.